So I want to give respect to and a rest in peace to the Jewish congregation members that were killed in Pittsburgh on those horrific deaths, and I want to give respect to um, the Jewish synagogue ministries who said that Donald Trump would not be welcome in Pittsburgh because he promotes white nationalism, and they're holding his racists behind accountable. And I think that's really good and important to say, which is true, because he does support pro-white nationalism. He supports racist NRA and those guns and all that other stuff. So the agenda and also with Russia and all the other factors, they all tied in, and they create a neo-Nazi movement and an anti. Um, it is anti-American. It doesn't. It's not inclusive, and I respect that they said that he would not be welcome coming to Pittsburgh. It's not very often that you hear people say that in a city in the United States, but this is very close home, and he has been spewing racist hatred, and he has supported the white nationalism. What he did in Charlottesville, Virginia, was deplorable, and it should have gotten him impeached, and he should be impeached anyway. But that's in part of it because you can't be running around trying to dictate and say things, and you're supporting white nationalism, which is the hate is very strong and it infiltrates all through media. There's people in all kinds of walks of life who benefited from his reckless racial behaviors. And so when you see and you hear these things going on, there's no one that's there to reprimand and to do anything about that and to be cohesive and to say, hey, you're wrong. So I applaud the Pittsburgh Jewish community for standing up and calling him out on his white nationalism because it's very evident that what is being displayed the last couple of weeks has been going on. There will be other situations. This is this is a part of American history. It's been there long before I was even thought of, long after. You know, it's just one of those realities of living in America and the racism. But when you have someone that's allowed to stew it and put it into a stew and mix it up together, and there's nobody to say, "Hey, you need to chill with that and pump them brakes on your mindset," because you have to unify, you have to diversify, not be allowed to divide. Um, it's a very troubling path, and so I appreciated hearing that the Pittsburgh Synagogue called him out on his recklessness, and it needed to be done. And it's a very serious matter with the funeral service today and everything that was going on. So, rest in peace to those lives lost in Pittsburgh on this racist, tragic hate. But I also want that to also apply to when black lives are taken away. You know, hey, hold it all, keep it real all the way, because Trump's been racist against African Americans even tenfold, even more so. So let's keep it real. All right, that's my take. Feel free to hit them comments, please.